Alright guys, welcome back to the Python Learn With Me series. We are once again going over the Python Crash Course book. We are in chapter 5 and we will now be going over example 7. So this one is a slight departure from the if, elif, and else statements that we've been using. So we're going to start off by making a new file. Commenting out our name and date. Now we're gonna call this true fruits. Jeez, I can't type today. So, as you might have guessed, we are working with a list of fruits. So this one is called favorite fruit. Make a list of your favorite fruits and then write a series of independent if statements that check for certain fruits in your list. Write 5 if statements. Each should check whether a kind of fruit is in your list. If the fruit is in your list, the if block should print a statement such as you really like bananas. So the reason you would want to do this over an elif statement is because if you wanted to check for everything, you would have to write multiple if statements, because if statements are just looking for the first thing that is true and everything after it won't get ran. So like how we went over earlier in the previous examples, once it hits something that's not true, most notably in this one, once it hit this one that it found was true, it didn't bother going over to this line and printing it out. It didn't bother printing any of the ones beforehand. It's just gonna do the one that was true. So we're gonna start off making a list of my favorite fruits. This may or may not be an accurate list. I'm just kind of throwing in fruits here. Alright, I'm just gonna make it a list of 3 just because it's a little bit simpler. So we're gonna have 5 if statements. I'm not gonna have all of them be true. It should only be printing out 3 outputs. So if favorite fruits is equal to apple, print, and the output it wants us to give is you really like apple or apples. Okay, and we're going to repeat this 4 more times. If favorite fruits is equal to, let's say, oranges. Oops. Print you really like oranges. Right, so you guys get the gist. I'm gonna finish up the rest of the statements and then I'll be right back. All right, so we are back with all of the if statements written out. So as I was explaining earlier, it should only give us the outputs for apple, dragon fruit, and mango. And then I have 2 different ones that should not give us any output. So when we run this code, it should give us 3 separate outputs about how much we like these fruits. Or not. Yes. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Gonna fix all of them really quickly and be back. Okay, for a second, I forgot we were working with lists this time and not like how we were doing with the alien list and where we just had one value assigned. So since we're working with a list, we're looking for something within the list So we have to use the in statement. If apple is in favorite fruit, so in this list, then it prints something, so on and so forth. So now if we run this code, all right, it gives us our 3 outputs. And then there is a way to simplify these. So you can just have it take out all of these print messages, so you don't have to print all of these out. You can just say fruit is equal to apple. Let's say, yeah, actually, let me double check this. That's what I just said. That was for the if elif statements, and I'll go over that a little bit later. But for now, this is example 7. So we're just checking for multiple things that are true within a list or something similar. So in this case, you're looking for a bunch of things that are true. So you would have to use multiple if statements, because like we went over earlier, an if statement only checks for one thing that is true before it prints and then moves on. So if you had an else under here saying else orange, it would never give you the orange because it ran apple. And then if you had all of these as elifs and this as an else, it would still only print apple. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a like, share it, and if you want, subscribe. Next video, we'll be going over example 8.